Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at the classic game Abalone. Abalone is an abstract game where you are trying to push your opponent's pieces off of the board. This iPad version is very literal and looks exactly like how you would see it on the table. So let's take a look and see how it functions as an app. As you saw before, you have the ability to set up different types of games. This is the classic game with the classic starting setup. In the game, each turn you're allowed to move 3 pieces either in a line or all in the same direction. So here we've both pushed a line forward to kind of head towards our opponent. The key of the game is to move aggressively forward without leaving yourself too exposed. You are allowed to push your opponent's pieces as long as you have more pieces on that line than they do, but you can never push more than 3 pieces at a time. The game's rules are very simple, the 3-piece move rule, but the strategy does take a while to master like most abstract games. You will need to weigh risk versus reward in each move and make sure to cover your weak points. Here we are later in the game where groups have been split up and both teams are at a weaker position. The goal here is to try and push the opponent's pieces off the board without sacrificing your own. Here we're about evenly matched at this point, but as you can see, the computer does have a stronger group up in the corner that kind of beats my weaker group down below. The game is fairly open-ended and allows you to choose a lot of options, specifically how many pieces you need to push off the board in order to win. Once you have successfully pushed off the correct number of pieces, the player to first do that is the winner. The game also features a puzzle mode, where you have different puzzles to play through, where your goal is to push off one of the opponent's pieces. Here you can see they're set up in different formations, allowing each player to have a different advantage. The goal here, again, is to push off one of their pieces without allowing your pieces to get pushed off. These puzzles are great in number and allow you to have a lot of fun if you're just playing this by yourself. This is definitely a mode to consider if you like Abalone and are looking for something to challenge you and increase your ability to read strategy. The game features pass and play multiplayer, which allows you to play on the same device with 2 people. Since there is no hidden information, this can work very well. As you can see, you can adjust various settings, such as the board setup, the number of pieces needed to win, as well as the time limit, and other options. Apart from this, there is no online mode, which I think is a big detriment to this app. I believe that this would be a great async game, but sadly there is nothing available. There are achievements that do not appear to come through Game Center, but you can earn by playing against the AI or against other players. It is hard to knock Abalone in terms of presentation or design. It is well done and a very traditional looking app. The only concern here is that this traditional literal take leaves a lot to be desired in terms of creativity and theme to attract new players. However, if you are a pure Abalone player and you like to challenge yourself, there's a challenging AI to play against, as well as several puzzles to solve, which will allow you to have hours of fun, I believe, if you enjoy this game single player. The pass and play options are also really nice. I almost see no reason to own a physical copy of this when you can play this pass and play on your iPad at home. Of course, many will differ from that opinion with me. I'm just saying that I think this is definitely a great way to play the game and a good option for players. I really feel like this is a game that could have done well with async multiplayer, as it's a fairly popular game and abstract, also very turn-based with easy-to-read board states. However, they did not choose to include this feature. Perhaps it will come later on. I definitely think that it would add longevity to the game, as currently the single-player experience is enjoyable, but definitely limited. It also would have been great to see a little more creativity in the design and a little more intuitiveness for the iPad, as things are a little tricky right now, but overall the controls work well. The game is definitely a solid 3 out of 5 for me. It's a great game, but nothing that really goes beyond the average.